Now, it's been over 2 months. India has been obsessed with just one question. Was Sushant Singh Rajput's death a suicide or murder? India today decided to carry out its own first-of-its-kind independent forensic examination to find out the truth about what killed Sushant Rajput. Let's take a listen.
A house haunted by headlines. On the pursuit of secrets that may lie at the heart of Sushant Singh Rajput's apartment.
The CBI has two key areas to rely on: reconstructing the scene with the help of forensics and questioning primarily of Rajput's friend Siddharth Pithani and the late actor's house staffs. Chances of evidence tampering are otherwise high, given the time that has lapsed since the mysterious death.
At the stake in this high-profile case is the strength of evidence. The ability of the CBI to reconstruct the 2-month-old scene and establish what could have led the 34-year-old actor to allegedly take his own life at the height of his popularity. And establish it conclusively.
सीबीआई के सामने चुनौती बड़ी है, खासतौर पर सीबीआई के पुराने इतिहास को देखें तो ये चुनौती और भी बड़ी हो जाती है। अबेटमेंट ऑफ सुसाइड के केस में आज तक सीबीआई कभी किसी को सजा नहीं दिला पाई। खासतौर पर कोर्ट में ये साबित करना सबसे मुश्किल काम होता है, क्योंकि किसी ने किसी को खुदकुशी के लिए उकसाया, किस वजह से उकसाया, उसका डायरेक्ट एक्ट क्या था, ये सारी चीजें कोर्ट में प्रूव करनी पड़ती हैं। और वहां पे मुश्किल ये होती है कि वो जो डायरेक्ट लिंक है किसी को सुसाइड के लिए उकसाने और उसके सुसाइड करने के बीच में, वो सारी कड़ियां जुड़नी चाहिए।
But advances in technology can help reconstruct the past. India today takes you to the scene of Sushant Singh Rajput's death when it occurred on June 14th. A 3D modeling of the house visualizes the series of events leading up to his mysterious passing. Close, panoramic, and the bird's eye view of his Bandra apartment from the night of June 13th till he was found dead the next day, hanging from the ceiling fan, allegedly with his kurta. Nisha Menon is a professional forensic expert with almost 2 decades of experience. She has reported more than 5,000 cases across the country and internationally, some of them on the directions of the Bombay High Court. India today asked her to independently examine the evidence available in public domain. From Rajput's autopsy report, the call and messaging logs, the testimonies of the neighbors, friends, house staff, the locksmith who broke open the main door on June 14th, and so forth.
The entire findings, being an independent forensic expert, what we have done is based on the compilation and corroboration of the post-mortem statements and the statements given by the eyewitnesses, wherein there have been so many parameters which have been checked right from the timeline, like what did Sushant had a day before in terms of the dinner, and when did he wake up the next morning, and subsequently what he had in the morning in terms of the food and all.
The hanging. That's the focus of the first part of Menon's independent report.
श्री राजपूत बार-बार ये सर्च भी करते थे, अपना नाम बार-बार नेट पे सर्च करते थे, वो पेनलेस सुसाइड सर्च करते थे, बाइपोलर डिसऑर्डर सर्च करते थे नेट पे जाके, और इस बात से बहुत डिस्ट्रेस में थे कि उनका नाम दिशा सालियन से कनेक्ट किया जा रहा था।
Remember, the Mumbai police declared Rajput's death a suicide by hanging on June 14th itself. They filed an accidental death report the same day and began their investigation.
So who saw Sushant Singh Rajput alive the last time? Who saw him dead the first time, the CBI questioning is likely to zero in on these people precisely: Siddharth Pithani, Rajput's friends, and his house staff Dipesh and Neeraj. Their statements will be significant for the CBI to take the probe further.
A quick recap of who said what, who was where, before Rajput was found dead. Friend Siddharth Pithani has spoken about the actor being upset at the media coverage of Disha Salia's death on June 9th. A former manager of a talent company that handled Rajput's account. She died on June 9th after jumping off or accidentally falling from a building.
I have no idea exactly what he was going through, because I'm sure he was going through a lot, and I still regret for not asking him what he is going through. अगर मैं उनको पूछा होता कि what you are thinking, हमें बताओ, शायद we could have done something about it.
Cook Neeraj explained what a chef and he served Rajput and how they responded after the actor did not answer the calls.
सर ने बोला मैं थोड़ा नहीं नारियल का जूस लूँगा, नारियल पानी लूँगा और थोड़ा ऑरेंज जो भी जैसा रहेगा वो मुझे जूस दे दो, और साथ में थोड़ा बनाना देना बोला. तो वो जो शेफ है वो तीनों लेके गए ट्रे में. तो सर ने गिलास, जूस और जो है ट्रे ले लिया. हाँ, ट्रे नहीं लिया, उन्होंने जूस लिया हाथ में और नारियल पानी लिया. बोला मैं केले बाद में लूँगा, बस ये लेके वो अंदर चले गए. वो जाने के बाद उन्होंने लॉक कर दिया.
Locksmith Mohammad Rafi Sheikh was precise about how he helped open Sushant Singh Rajput's bedroom door.
आपस में कोई बात तो नहीं कर रहे थे, एकदम रिलैक्स लग रहे थे उन लोग. कुछ ऐसा मेरे को लगा नहीं परेशान है या कुछ ऐसा, कुछ शक्ल से तो उनके मतलब हाव से ऐसा कुछ मालूम नहीं पड़ रहा था. तो एकदम रिलैक्स ही थे कि आप बस काम कर रहा था, मैं तो देख रहे थे. वो बस जैसे लॉक तोड़ा तो बस उन्होंने कहा कि आपका सामान लो और जाओ, और मुझे अंदर एक भी कुछ भी नहीं देखने दिया.
Menon pieced together all this information. The witness statements largely corroborated with the findings of the post-mortem.
He woke up around 6:37 as by the statement is written. Then after an hour or so, around 8 o'clock, he had some cold water which was served by the house help, and subsequently related after that around 9:30, 10. Timing can be approximate, because always a time estimation of death has to be a window of 2 to 4 hours. So no specific or 100% time is ever given by any findings of postmortem. So when we say that around like 9:30 or 10:30 he had this coconut water and juice, subsequently after that he just locked his door and he went off to sleep whatsoever. And when we go according to the statement of the cook, he started knocking the door to just check upon the lunch.
Eyewitness statements suggest Rajput's body hanging from the ceiling fan was found around 2 p.m. It was brought down and laid in supine position, the face and torso facing up. And it's here that Menon finds some missing links in the autopsy report, which she says is usually prepared by highly trained practitioners.
There are basically 4 processes of after the death. One is the algor mortis, liver mortis, rigor mortis, and then is the putrefaction or decomposition, wherein the body has never entered. Now when we start working on, when we say algor mortis, that is the cooling of the body. Cooling of the body generally takes place like approximately when we start measuring the degree of cooling. It depends on various circumstances, the environmental condition, the temperature of the room, the temperature of the body, which generally is the normal temperature, and it drops approximately 1.5 degree to 2 degrees per hour. And it was said in one of the statements that the body was, and in fact the air condition was also on. So correlating everything, the house help told that the body was cold. The statement is slightly ambiguous. Definitely the distal lower limb will see a pooling of the blood, as in case it should be. There was a pooling of blood in the back also. If it is in the back, this means the body has been removed, like before the fixing of the entire pooling of blood or postmortem lividity. Hence, some of the blood might have shifted to, like it has been in a supine position, like face up position. So the distal part of the limbs already has, yani ki lower part already has all this pooling of blood. Simultaneously it is there at the back. Now it is not clear in the postmortem report which area, that is the back area or the distal part, the pooling is more. I think so we have the best team in place, best doctors in place in terms of the CBI team, and if the photographs and videographs are present of the postmortem, these all things would be very clear in terms of what was the extent of lividity when the postmortem was conducted, where it was more, where it was less, where it was fixed, everything would be clear.
That's not the only missing information. Menon and her team say the postmortem report also doesn't mention the discoloration of the body.
Blood which is rich in hemoglobin will give a purplish blue color, and there are subsequent observation if any intoxication, poisonous product is present into the bloodstream, there is a change in the hue of the color which could have give some preliminary prima facie indication of the blood contents, if at all any poisonous substance have been present in the blood.
The hue the body takes helps corroborate the cause of the death or whether the blood had any toxic element. I again hope the investigators have sufficient videographic evidence in their possession to bridge this gap as well. Menon's team, however, explains that fatal hangings can take place from a high point of suspension where the body swings freely, and can also occur with the person kneeling, sitting or half lying from a relatively low point of suspension.
But attention to detail holds the key. It's about finding the smoking gun in the mountain of evidence. Forensics, therefore, are a critical component of investigations. With camera person Sachin Sawant and Munish Pandey, this is Divyesh Singh in Mumbai for India Today.
Hello everyone, this is Rahul Kamal here. Hope you enjoyed this video. For the latest news and analysis, like and subscribe the India Today YouTube channel, and don't forget to press the bell icon to stay updated.